Hi, my name is Jobby, and I think I'm done with the Soul of Chogokin line. We've had some good times together, from Gao Gaigar to both Voltrons, but Bandai's line of die-cast metal mechas never quite hit my G-spot. And unfortunately, the Soul of Chogokin GX113 Gundam Tryon 3 is no exception. And this thing's from the anime series Gundam Build Fighters Try, and I couldn't even try to care. I just know that this is a fantastic design, and seeing as it costs so much, links in the description, I was expecting a fantastic figure. Right out of this big, beautiful box, the Gundam Tryon 3 is disassembled, but not that disassembled. This Gundam is not a Gundam plastic model kit, so you don't have to build it.
Did you say Gundam?
Boy, you're kind of late.
Well, I could say review more Gundam, but you are, so I really don't have anything to complain about.
Okay.
Okay.
The main selling point here is that this is a combining super robot made up of 3 individual components. And the first to appear in these instructions is the Sora Tryon! Sora meaning sky in Japanese. And this, of course, is a bird. Allegedly. Looks like a dodo that didn't skip leg day. The barely wings become less impotent when you plug in these beam wings. That makes this a bit more passable as a bird, along with its limited posability. Opening mouth, hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint, hinge joint, swivel here, and flappable nubs. But even then, it's still just an obvious pair of Gundam legs. And we'll cover this articulation later. This is what I like to call an excuse mode. An alternate mode with no real cohesion to it. It's just there as an excuse to have some kind of transformation. Not complaining at all, you know I love my transformations. And there's no worse excuse mode here than the Umi Tryon! Umi meaning sea. The instructions tell you to straighten these parts out, but they don't lock into position, so okay, great, thanks Bandai. And this is supposed to be, what the hell is this supposed to be? Because Umi means sea, we can logically put together that this is some sort of manta ray? No, the frick he's not. It's the upper body of a Gundam. Chest, arms, slut waist. You know what could have made this mode feel like less of an excuse? Is if anything at all tabbed in or locked into position. Is there any good reason why Bandai's so allergic to shit plugging in? Might not seem like a big deal right now, but oh fork will we get to it. For now, let's take a look at the final component, the Riku Tryon. Riku meaning land. Wait a minute. Sora? Riku? I'm gay. This has got to be the best Tryon of the 3, since it actually looks like a lion. Kind of. Looks more like a Pitbull and lion cosplay, but hey, the head sculpt's great. And this glorious crest was detached out of the box. It was a bit of a bitch to plug in, which would be obvious if you saw my Just Playing stream on Jobby 2. I play with figures over there live way before I cover them here. Shameless plug aside, this cat dog has a limited range of posability. Opening mouth, ball joint at the shoulder, which allows for rotation. Double bend at the elbow, hinge joint at the paw, a paw pivot, hinge joint at the backpack, cannon spread. Ball joint at the hips, rotation, double knee bend, ankle hinge joint, and a slight ankle pivot. And nothing at this bad excuse for a tail. Posability's not bad, but not great either. Which is how I describe all of these guys. But they do have a certain old school super robot charm to them. They could even look downright impressive if you consider this included base. It's a bit of a process to attach them, so royalty-free jazz. Tryon 3. What a great display. It's just a shame that the base doesn't have any accessory storage like some other Soul of Chogokin sets. Because holy cannoli does this guy have some accessories, which we'll dig into after the transformation. Let's bring out this brilliant booklet Takara could never. Or could they? Tryon! These nuts. After a simple and elegant combination, we have the Gundam Tryon 3. Beautiful color scheme, beautiful proportions, beautiful design. Any robot with a lion on its chest makes me a happy man. This thing just looks beautiful. And all of these accessories can make it even more visually impressive. If you're not into these perfect transformation hands, you get a bigger pair of fists, grabby hands, open hands, and claw hands. You can also attach the Sora Tryon head, the Umi Tryon tail, and even the beam wings to the backpack. Really nice that those seemingly leftover parts have somewhere to go. Isn't that lovely? Also, you can pop off the lower arms, plug in this effect part, prop it up on one of these two included stand parts, which plugs into one of these adapter pieces, which then plugs onto the base. And that replicates what the instructions call Amdo Booster! Rocket punch, basically. Another weapon is the Boomerang Sutaga. And this is just a giant version of the head crest. I'm sure in the anime the head crest comes off and expands like a Pokeball. The instructions even tell you to remove the head crest to sell the illusion. But this was such a bitch to attach in the first place, and I don't care about the anime. Fuck off. And a particular pair of weapons was on the figure the entire time. Plug these into the grabby hands. Highly recommend you heat these up with a hair dryer so they're more flexible. Come on, you son of a... Attach these beams... Oh, it's upside down. Beams? And mamma mia, those are some impressive beam sabers. But you haven't seen anything yet. In the anime, a handle comes out of the lion's mouth. Still don't care about the anime, but I only mention it because you get these extra parts here to replicate that effect. Admittedly pretty epic, but I'll never see these parts again. As for the actual weapon that comes out of there, some assembly is required. We need the Umi tail, the Sora head, and this. God damn, it's so fucking big! Tail plugs into the head, the bird chokes down the blade, attach these pixie wings to the side. They're pretty thin, so be careful. And the instructions say to also attach the beam saber handles, but they don't plug in all that well, and it's not even anime accurate if you care. As you'd imagine, getting the figure itself to hold this up is a bit of a bitch, but not impossible. But to avoid potential stress on the wrist joint, you could bring back that stand arm to support the weight of the Hyperminovsky Chogokin. Subarashi. Absolutely glorious. And while we're at the base, remove the big one here, turn it around, reinsert it, grab the adapter for the Sora Tryon, take the Gundam and now you can mount the Gundam itself on the base for some aerial poses. It's hard to deny that this figure looks magnificent. What a little beauty. And I do mean little. I wish it was taller. Especially with the box being as big as it is. Not to mention the size of the price. But the size of the figure isn't that big of a deal. But this is... I was just in the middle of glazing you, but you betray me. Why do I always gotta put up with some Bandai bullshit? I tried every which way to get this part to stay put, and nothing works. I appreciate all the attempted help that my Just Playing chat gave me. All those links and articles should have helped, but nothing worked. I made sure that this back part was fully pulled out, and perhaps that would solve the connection for the backpack? No, the connection sucks ass. I popped the entire shoulder off to get a better view of how the tabs line up. Perhaps I wasn't lining them up correctly, and the connection sucks ass. I applied as much pressure as I possibly could to get these things to stay in place, but the connection sucks. It's a shame, because other than this major fuck, the figure doesn't feel bad. The expected die-cast metal gives it a great heft. You can pick out the majority of the metal parts just by looking at them, but there are some that you have to feel for. And the joints themselves are nice and smooth and allows for a good range of posability. Ball joint at the head. Every ball joint can be a swivel, can look up that far, and a hinge joint at the base of the neck allows it to look down that far. Shoulder pad can swivel independently. Hinge joint, rotation at the shoulder. Hinge joint at the base of the shoulder. There's a butterfly joint. R moves out. Bicep swivel, but unfortunately the bicep could only swivel this far. This die-cast metal part is blocking the range any further. Why? Double bend at the elbow. Swivel at the lower arm. Swivel at the wrist. Hinge joint. Swivel at the arm fin. And two hinge joints here. And I'm pretty sure this is a weapon from the show, but I don't care about the show. You get a... ab crunch, swivel at the waist, kind of limited. Ball joint at the front skirt, swivel and hinge joint at the side skirts. Rotation at the leg. Can move back, not that far. Or maybe it can, but it's super tight. You get a You could get more spread if you really work those joints. Pretty dang tight. Thigh swivel, double bend at the knee. The bird talons remain articulated. Ankle swivel, hinge joint, and a not bad ankle pivot. Posability here is kind of limited, but still pretty good. I'd even be able to let those limits slide if it weren't for, you know, if you handled it like a piece of glass, I guess that wouldn't be a problem. But the second I try to play with it normally... Kill yourself! Size comparison time. Figma-matic Economy, Haya Toys Godzilla, Magic Square Light of Peace not Optimus Prime. My previous review, the Studio Series 86 Optimus Prime. And my first Soul of Chogokin review, the GX68 Gao Gai Gar. Similar price, same toy line. Can you see why the size is frustrating? Can you see why this figure is so frustrating? It's always something with these Soul of Chogokin figures. They always look beautiful, but I always find a critical issue. Whether that be loose joints, limited articulation, ass connections. Am I the one in the wrong here? Am I just expecting too much? No. This isn't terrible. None of the Soul of Chogokin line is terrible. I just don't think I'm the target audience. Soul of Chogokin Kiryu was great, and now pick up the Soul of Chogokin Original Mechagodzilla. And also, but after those minor purchases, yeah, I think I'm done.
But Jobby, you forgot to mention that this was designed by famed mecha designer Masami Obari, and that it's a variant of the Double Zeta Gundam, and the small size is technically to scale with the anime, seeing as they're model kits in the show, and the designs of the individual components make sense in the show, because they're customized Gunpla by a super robot fan. Why didn't you mention any of this highly relevant information?
Okay.
Okay.
Kill yourself! Just want to say God damn, I need a haircut. Just want to say thanks for watching, thanks for your continued support, and a big thanks to all my members and patrons. I'ma shout out my highest tier members and patrons, and my middle tier members and patrons should be scrolling soon. So, starting with my leader class members, Squardzilla, Kieran Herlihy, Jordi Herrera, Jonathan Coco, Taksumi, Sonic Fan Glitchly 4, Scarlet Scout 259, Mothman, Gay Emma, The Scientist, Super Duper Boy, Cognaros, Puppy Nickel, God of All Daleks, Cam After Dark, a random YouTuber, Depressed Tomioka, Oliver Ramos, Crazy Dia64, Nathalia, Mayday, Papa Maku, the Crazy Minnesotan, Breakaway TA, Joseph Leroy, Archeon 5, Kana Candy, Saber Redfin, Dim Sum Garbage, Melania Blada McKella, Boxhead, SSJ Broly 2001, Dan, Autism Guy, Astro Beast 057, Toy Scourge TV, Luxana, Jonas RT, Kamen Rider KFP, and Zelda Gamer LD401. As for my Triple Kiss patrons, Kratos God of War, Blueberry, Melania Goddess of Rot, Iad, the Rukiri Savage, Midori, Deathy Dash, Lol Attack, Baron Zepp, Cookie, B-Fast 2000, Mama Munix, Brian Denna, Kong Meng, Caleb Horton, Jonathan Coco, Zach Carney, Delta Vortex, Incinerator 4444, Mr. Jaxo, Fate, Boney's Network, Austin Sabatino, Tropic Panda, Tiger Boy, Z Naki Art Z, Smithy Killer, Tarn the Robot Layer, Morris Voices, Gargongus, Cam After Dark, Dim Sum Garbage, Genius Jedi, Not Modding 21, Cognaros, The Blue Pixeling Entertainment, Broly's Power is Maximumer, Proxy Fox, Luxana, 12 Acre Sunshine, Scarlet Scout, Artist 101, Gabe Nuxol, Harry McStrange, Josh Montemayor, Mighty Sneck, Kenneth Rodman, The Gaming Demon, Jur, Striker 374, Ming Yi Caesar, Mr. Jenkins, Weed Horse Theo, and Michael McLaughlin. Thanks for your continued support. Look forward to the Failbox stream very soon. Use my hashtag on Twitter. Sorry for making you sign up for Twitter. And look forward to more toy reviews in 2025. I've been playing with a lot of candidates on my second channel. Subscribe, goddammit!